we walked for 3 hours, and we reached the town of Tikala. And on the way, we passed through village after village and school children, and so many little ones singing, Verajaka, Verajaka, one after the other. It was just amazing. They were so cute, and we were singing back to them. And then they'd ask for, in this district, they didn't ask for bonbon. Usually they asked for bonbon. But they asked for something that sounded like sukare. Sukare. Of course, it meant candy. They look so clean and healthy, and the school children have all got white blouses and little red skirts or red pants. And when we were walking, we saw the ripe coffee beans. They were red, and the local people were picking them, and ripe cocoa pods, cocoa. And then they had the rice. Of course, there was rice everywhere. Bundles and bundles and bundles of rice, and some people were beating them with sticks, and other people were sewing them up, winnowing the chaff away from them, and it's like a one-person operation. Everybody's got there's hundreds of rice paddy little places, and each person has got his designated spot. And as you look over the thing, I said, well, how do they know where there's no signs that says, 1, 2, 3, 4. I says, how do they know? He says, don't you worry. Everybody knows exactly where their land is. Don't worry. So when we saw men in underneath their houses, and they were doing woodwork, making these sheaths to put knives in, they were carving intricate designs on them, and then other men were making the knives. They don't go straight out into a V like we have. They curve, the knife curves, and they were doing that. And it was only one street, we didn't branch off. There weren't some branches of houses were here, a little village here, a little one there, a little one there, but only one street. Then after a while it became a lane, and there was only I said, well, there's no traffic anymore. He says, no, only Jeeps can go as it is. It's too steep and too rocky, and I can't tell you about the boulders. They were strewn all over the hills. I guess they have, well, I know, I don't have to guess, they have volcanoes here. And these boulders are gigantic. They are huge. All through the rice paddies in this area, not every place, but in this area, these giant boulders, huge. Now, bigger than my front room. Like my front room is 30 by 30. Bigger than that. Taller than the ceiling. I can't explain to you. It's like if you have a garage sitting by itself, they're bigger than that. So great. And then we saw many, many of these stones, and they used them as individual mausoleums. It's just fascinating. And we saw one man, and he had a bamboo scaffold up there to hold himself way up on this giant rock, and he's chipping, and they chip away, and then they get an opening the size of a window, and then they make it as far in as they want to do. I don't know how many people they put in, 1, 2, or 3, I don't know. But anyway, they put the body in there, and then they make a wooden door that's all decorated real fancy, and they shut that hole up, and there's it's just like a window outside. There's a shelf to put offerings on, and some have decorations chipped in the stone on the sides and over them. Oh, it was fascinating. It's just something that a different way of doing things than we do or know about. The path we went on went down, and sometimes narrow. We walked through the rice paddies, and you're walking on it wasn't even a foot wide, not even a foot wide, and we had to go over bridges. They had a couple of little bamboo poles, and you'd have to go over the water, and the roads, what we're walking on is clay, and some places were wet and slippery, and everyone got through okay. Nobody broke legs or anything. I had to walk fast and be first. I can't go. They were walking at a very leisurely pace and this and that. I can't do that. I want to get a stride in and keep going. And I could hear Ralph. He's walking behind, and there was 8 of us, and he talks, and he talks, and he talks, and he tells stories, and they're laughing and laughing the whole way down.